Peace, family. It's me, Game Boy, back with a new video. Today I'm going to be coming at you with another book review. Just a little bit of background on this book. It's pretty much more Egyptian philosophy wisdom. And I came across this book, like, I was searching up, like, how to be a man. You know what I'm saying? Because I think, like, you know what I'm saying, as far as being men and women, like, we each got our different roles. And I just wanted to see if somebody made a book about the exact role of a man. So, doing that search, I came across this book. Don't forget, as always, if you like what you hear or you become interested in the book, you can buy it by going to the description and clicking the link. And all my social media links are in the description as well. And with that being said, let's get started. So the book that I'm going to be sharing with you guys today is called The Instructions of Ptah Hotep, The Instructions of Kejemni. And like I said, like I came across this book looking for, you know, typing up like how to be a man, you know what I'm saying? Instructions on the book. But the thing about this book is, ladies, don't get like discouraged or whatever. It's not just for men or just for women. The back cover says it's the oldest book in the world, and the oldest book in the world, and it's filled with wisdom quotes and teachings on how to conduct one's life and how to treat his fellow man. Good old ancient wisdom in its simplest form. Basically, this is the oldest book in the world, and it's made by, and it was written like, you know, on scrolls or whatever they called them in Egypt by this guy named Ptah Hotep. If you don't know, sometimes like if a guy is like, he always, you know what I'm saying, trying to come with some weird facts or whatever, or just ancient facts or whatever like that, ladies call him a Hotep nigga, you know what I'm saying? So this is kind of where they got that from. This is like the oldest, you know what I'm saying, oldest author or whatever. And he basically like wrote down some Egyptian, you know what I'm saying, like Egyptian wisdom, pretty much. If you don't know, like as I always said, like if you haven't seen my video on the Egyptian, on, you know what I'm saying, like Egyptian virtues of, you know, yeah, the Egyptian virtues, I'm gonna link it in the description if you haven't seen it, but go check it out. It's ancient Egyptian philosophy on virtue and wisdom. If you haven't seen that video, I basically talk about like one of the things that Egyptians try to get their initiates to learn. They basically said that there was 4 virtues that, you know what I'm saying, every person needs to develop. And one of these virtues is situational wisdom. So, or prudence. So this book, it literally lists like certain, you know what I'm saying, situations and what you should do in those situations to help the initiate, to help the person, to help the reader develop situational wisdom. You know what I'm saying? So it's, you know what I'm saying, it's a very short book as you can see, but it's also packed with knowledge, and you know, it's a good, interesting read. And why not get the oldest book in the world, you know what I'm saying, a book on ancient Egyptian, you know, teachings, because that's what we all about over here. Overall, I enjoyed the book. I read it in like 2 hours. It's not a long book at all, but again, it's packed with wisdom. I actually read it twice just so I could absorb the knowledge in it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's a really good book. So as far as the cons, I would say that like the con is that it's really short. You know what I'm saying? Like, you probably, like, I'm gonna tell you straight up, like, don't be expecting no novel when you purchase this book. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's literally like an introduction, powerful introduction on like why this information is important, which I'm gonna read to you later on. And then it's literally like the numbers, you know what I'm saying? It's literally like the wisdom numbered. You feel me? And keep in mind, like, the book that they got it from, the scroll or whatever that they got it from, it was incomplete. So this is like, I think it was like, you know what I'm saying, 60, you know what I'm saying, 60 virtues or whatever like that. This is only 37, so it's incomplete. But you know what I'm saying, it is what it is. you can use what you got. You know what I'm saying? The prose is very easy to understand, and again, it's a very quick read, and again, it's packed with knowledge, and it's specific things that you can apply to your life. You know what I'm saying? Like specific information that you can apply to your life immediately after you read it. So that's my little 2 cents on it. Again, I really enjoyed the book, and now I'm about to just read y'all a little, you know what I'm saying, just read y'all a little bit of the book so y'all can get a feel for what's in it. So this is on the first page. It says, this book is dedicated to the numerous African scribes who labored for generations to instill African peoples the ancient Kemetic teachings of the mysteries. Man, and then it says in quotations, man, know thyself. If you don't know thyself was written on the temples where, you know what I'm saying, Egyptians were, it was written on the temples of the Egyptian mystery schools. The mystery schools, the mysteries is basically the Egyptian religion, and the places where they taught this, you know what I'm saying, the spiritual practices and all that stuff, was known as, it was in temples, and on those temples it said, know thyself. That's where we get that saying from. So, scrolling a couple pages, I'm actually going to fast forward to like my favorite section, because here they talking about like why it's important for black people to know thyself, why black history is important, why this knowledge is important. He says, the author says, in light of the history of colonization, slavery, segregation, and racism in the world, and especially in light of the effects of these things on the colonization of information, it is important that we be explicit about the fact that this ancient Kemetic and pre-Kemetic civilization was native African. That means it was a black or Africanoid civilization. If one places the evidence from skeletal remains, mummified remains, carvings, paintings, and other ancient historical accounts into chronological order, the blackness of ancient Kemet, ancient Tasseti, and even more ancient Hopi, in parentheses, the Nile, cultures will be obvious to any observer. So they basically letting you know, like the ancient world, ancient Egypt, ancient Africa, all that stuff, everybody comes from black people. The black man is the original man, and that's a fact. It don't matter like what you think. And the reason why it's important to know that the black man is the original man and why Africa is the home of civilization is because they be trying to make it seem like Africa is a backward society, and you know what I'm saying, like black people haven't contributed to society, but really all art, sciences, everything originated in Africa. Trades, everything originated in Africa. Spirituality, religion, everything originated in Africa, period. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact. But a lot of people don't know that, and a lot of people need to know that so that, you know what I'm saying, so that they not being, for a lot of reasons, man, so that one, you're not being guided, two, so that you expand your consciousness, three, because I forgot the guy's name, but basically this author said a man who, the worst, in my Black Power lecture, I said the worst crime against the black race is not letting us know our true history, not telling us our true history. To doom a student by teaching him that his blackface is a crime and his struggle to change his, you know what I'm saying, change his position is hopeless is the worst sort of lynching. And this is what they teach us in school, basically, by teaching us that white people invented and discovered everything, and by default, black people haven't contributed anything to society. Teaching us this dooms the student, dooms our children to a future of vagabondage and crime. That's why, you know what I'm saying, a lot of black kids angry, unmotivated, this, that, and the third, because we're not teaching them nothing that's empowering them. And again, this is one of the reasons why I started the Black Royalty Book Club. If you want information on my book club or access to my Black Power lecture where I talk about all this, click the link in the description. But moving on with this, I'm gonna read y'all just, you know, a little bit of the wisdom that they put in here. This is number one. Don't be proud and arrogant with your knowledge. Consult and converse with the ignorant and the wise, for the limits of art are not reached. No artist ever possesses that perfection to which he should aspire. Good speech is more hidden than green stone, emeralds. Yet it may be found among maids in the grindstone. Pretty much, you know what I'm saying? Don't think that you're better than nobody. You know what I'm saying? We all spirits at the end of the day. We all souls. We all come from the same source at the end of the day. This ain't nothing but temporary flesh. So don't think that you're better than nobody based off of, you know what I'm saying, what you got as far as material wealth. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing. At the end of the day, it's temporary. This is number two. If you meet a disputant, which is a person who's taking part in an argument in the heat of action, one who is more powerful than you, this will be like if your boss is like, you know what I'm saying, going off on everybody, and your boss is an asshole and he going off on everybody. Simply, or if he going off and then he going off on everybody and then he, you know what I'm saying, direct his attention at you. Simply fold your arms and bend your back. So that means like while your boss is arguing at you or yelling at you or whatever, and he talking crazy to you, or anybody who in a more powerful position than you, where if you talk back to him, you gonna be in trouble, or you know what I'm saying, you can lose your job, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a time where you speak out and you be courageous, but other times if somebody more powerful than you, you know what I'm saying, it could be a king if we talking like in the ancient day with guards and stuff. You can't fight the, you know what I'm saying, the royal guard. So if the king or whatever talking nonsense, you fold your arms, bend your back, and you basically take it. And he gonna make a fool of himself. He say, fold your arms and bend your back. To confront him will not make him agree with you. Pay no attention to his evil. Don't stare at, oh yeah. Oh, hold on, my bad. Pay no attention to his evil speech. If you do not confront him while he is raging, people will call him an ignoramus. Your self-control will be the match for his evil utterances. So, like I said, like if your boss, you know what I'm saying, yelling at you, you fold your arms, bend your back, and he talking crazy, it's crazy to you. Other people is watching. You know what I'm saying? They gonna be like, dang, like if you don't say nothing, if you start arguing with him, then it's over with. But if you don't say nothing, then other people will come around like, man, he bogus. Like I can't believe. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would he say that? You know what I'm saying? Like, they gonna be on your side. But it ain't gonna work out for you if you argue with somebody in a more powerful position than you. And those was just like two little things. But again, knowing, if you read all of these, it helps develop your situational wisdom. And like I said, the Egyptians said that prudence, situational wisdom, is just one of the many virtues that we have to develop in this lifetime if we want to ascend, pretty much. So go pick up this book. It's a good read. It's a quick read, and you're gonna take away a lot of good information from it. Again, if you're interested in joining my book club, or you want free instant access to the Black Power lecture, click the link in the description. Also, if you're interested in buying this book, you can find a link to buy it in the description as well, and all my social media links are in the description as well. So with that being said, as always, I love y'all. Have a good one. Peace.